Good evening, everyone. And please turn your cameras on. Madam was telling me that certificate will be granted for participation.
Yes. Request the participants once again, please, to kindly keep the camera on so that we can make the session interactive as requested by our resource person as well.
Yeah. And today's planned session was to be a workshop on writing a research paper. So that is why I was waiting for people, because once if they join late, they may not be able to understand or participate actually. So let me give the introduction. This is a workshop, and workshop means that we will be participating in it. And let us write a research paper. I think that is the most important thing we can do together. While others join, maybe I can ask about certain ancient literary pieces that talk about law. Will anyone volunteer for it? I will tell you a story from the Mahabharata, where Draupadi questions that if Yudhishthir had already lost himself, then by what right did he bet me and lose me? So all of you, please take turns and please share your views on it. Yes, Dr. Bandita. Good evening, madam. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
So
I
you're
think
audible, but a little louder would be better because I can't really hear you clearly.
is everyone having a problem in hearing me? Is the volume okay for others, or is it uniformly low?
Volume is clear, sir, but it is a little bit low, sir.
All right. I will try to do something for it. Is it better now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, better.
All right. So let us start with writing a research paper. How many of you will like to join that? It's a workshop for the paper. Please raise your hands, and the people who raise their hands first, I think they can get an opportunity to co-author it. Thank you very much. I am seeing the messages now. Dr. Satish, good evening. Dr. Benjamin, good evening. Dr. Bandita, good evening. Dr. Sharwari, good evening. Dr. Satish, okay, good evening. Dr. Richa, good evening. Dr. Ajita, good evening. Dr. Diksha, good evening. Dr. Richa, okay, I am audible. Okay. Dr. Shivani, Dr. Richa. Dr. Richa would like to join, it appears, in writing the paper. Yes, sir, who is saying? Dr. Bandana. Nilay, sir, I am also interested. Very good. Dr. Merelin, can you please make a team of these people? Just note down the
Yeah,
name who are interested.
sure,
Dr.
sir.
Himal Pandey, unable to switch on the camera. Abhijit Chavan, good evening. Madhurima, yes, sir. Yes, madam, good evening. Dr. Mohammad Shamim, good evening. Paromita Das interested. Okay, she can also join. Me too, Himal Pandey. Nikita Anand, yes, sir. Abhijit Chavan, yes, sir. Adyasha, yes. Shubham. We have a very big team. All right, all of you join. It may be around 10 or 11 people. I don't think there is a harm in it. So, yesterday we asked a question. Someone asked a question that the question was, or the problem was that how to identify or which are the pieces that can be included as part of IKS, Indian Knowledge System, in the curriculum of law. So perhaps we can start with a title. The first step is title. Who would suggest a title? In the meanwhile, I will also write a title, and that will be shared in the message box. Right? So you suggest your titles on this theme. Should I share it now? I have written. Yes, it's lost.
So one participant has mentioned one title in the chat box.
Okay, my title is lost. Let me try. Everyone, please share something. Then we will negotiate the title. We have received one title. I am not reading it so that I am not colored.
Law literature. I'm just giving one title, sir.
Okay, please give. Writing. Using this MacBook at home and something different. Dell in the office, so it's difficult to switch sometimes. How many topics have we received by now?
So around 4,
Very good. Very good.
5. Participants, do you have more titles? Maybe you can put. Otherwise, sir, we have 5 so far.
Good.
6 titles.
That is sufficient. So let us have a discussion on these.
7.
Very good. Very good.
8. We have now 8 titles.
Very good. All right, I have not read any, and I have also shared my title. So now let us see. What are the titles? Okay. Madam Merelin, I think you have to keep a record of all this. I am not able to.
Yes, sir. Everything is on record. It's automatically recorded.
No,
Do you want me to read out for you?
read out and maybe put it in a doc file.
What
Microsoft
file? Achha.
Docs, yeah.
All right. All right. I'll just do it instantly.
So the first topic is, let us all discuss it. The first one is a critical study of indigenous knowledge system in ancient Indian scriptures. Good. Okay. IKS compatibility in the modern world. Oh, very good. That is Himal Pandey. Sharwari, Dr. Sharwari is saying a critical study of indigenous. Dr. Shivani, IKS, a literary shift from tradition to transformation. Very good. Very catchy title. Law, literature, and IKS towards an interdisciplinary framework. Merelin has given. Mrudul has given an overview on the convergence of dharma and justice in Indian literary narratives. Okay. Dr.
Here
Mohammed,
it is.
indigenous knowledge system, an ancient paradigm of knowledge. Then Dr. Nikita Anand, mapping Indian knowledge system, law, Asian literature, and episteme. Dr. Bandana Datta, IKS, question of rejecting hierarchy in the internal and external structure of language and literature. Very good. And I mentioned one, and after that, a couple of other topics are there. Indian literatures as a source of materials for teaching law. Indian literatures as a source of materials for teaching law, a survey-based empirical study. I think this is what we started with actually. That was the goal. Then we have Ms. Mekhla Chattopadhyay, Justice and Literary Narrativity, a critical study of indigenous literature. Yeah, very good. Quest is not quest of its, not questions of, what is that? I'm not able to understand.
IKS and its relevance in modern times. Okay, wait. I have to check. I'm sorry.
Language,
Chat
literature,
box.
and law, an interdisciplinary approach. Language, literature, and law.
And law and interdisciplinary
Technical
approach.
study of IKS.
IKS.
Cultures and IKS.
Culinary culture and IKS.
Wonderful. So there are like around how many? 10 or 12 titles.
More than almost 15 topics, sir.
Very good, very good. You know, I wanted to write a paper, but what we can do now is we can publish a collected volume. What do you say? All of you
Yes.
work on this. Do you like this idea? Maybe just give a thumbs up or something to, yes, Dr. Merelin, I think you can coordinate that and we can publish a
Sure,
copy
sir.
of this. So it is very simple. This is the first step, right? Have a problem and then try to solve it. So the next step is to write an abstract. Generally, you know, people write an abstract after 6 months of work, but we can start with the abstract also. If you want, I can write the abstract for the title I suggested. I have suggested this title because this is the exact question that was asked. I have just put it in a proper form or the form I could think of. And the other topics are good. They are about IKS somehow, but they are not focused on only one thing, and that is the role of IKS in teaching law. So that is the sort of mandate or something for this particular session. So I can focus on the topic I suggested. Is it okay with everyone? Okay, there are a lot of yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's good.
Yes, sir.
But I like all of them, including culinary cultures and IKS. Certainly, see, I can talk a bit about culture, if you may like. What is culture? Culture is a way of life, and way of life includes everything, including food, your cooking, medicine, the way you dress, and of course, law, very majorly. I see there can be different perspectives. In my perspectives, and there are a couple of papers that I have published on this, and they are available on my website. So my perspective is that law is a part of culture, although people differ on this. It is not that uniformly accepted. So how I am saying this? Because what is culture? Culture is the concept of right and wrong. Culture is something that says this thing is correct, this thing is incorrect, this is acceptable, this is not acceptable. But in culture, the concepts are not spelled out. They are mostly silent, unsaid, unspoken, unwritten. Those norms, but are very, very strict and they are followed. There are a lot of things like how to dress, just one example. To dress or not to dress, that is first thing. And in a lot of laws, including I think in the Indian system, it is uh, it is mandatory. It is binding by law. Directly or indirectly, there are several things. Maybe just the concept of public morality, health, etc. Order, health, and morality. That concept can be utilized. Others can also be utilized. But there are many, many other things. For example, students have a culture of their own. Teachers' culture in any university is different. I will give you a very small example. Like you would see, if you notice it tomorrow, all the students somehow dress in a particular way. Although the colors, the dresses may be different, but teachers dress in a particular way that is also somewhat similar. For example, full sleeved shirts, that is just one example. So this thing, the concept of right and wrong, norm, that I think ultimately goes into making the laws, the positive laws. And positive laws, certainly, by definition or by an accepted understanding, law is the word of the sovereign. Now you can replace the sovereign with the legislature. That is fine. But ultimately, any word by any body, an individual or a body, do you think it is sustainable until and unless it is acceptable by the people at large? It is not. No sustainable law can be against the culture of the people it is ruling, it is governing, it is um, binding to. So in that context, it is important. So someone had mentioned culinary cultures. So food and cooking is an important part. Medicine is also an important part of culture. You can really look at it. So I have given a broad outline in what context we can look at IKS. IKS or Indian knowledge system is not restricted to literature. It is simply way of life, but literature is also a very important part of life of all cultures, of all communities. You may say that some communities don't have a written language. They don't have a script. So what? For example, in Khasi, I think we are hosted by a Khasi, a university located in the Khasi region. Am I right, madam? Merelin? Yes.
Yes, sir.
So I think you have to testify to what I am saying. Like Khasi did not have a script as far as I understand to begin with. The Roman script was adopted.
They use the Roman script,
Yes, so it
basically.
was adopted recently. Uh, yeah, someone is trying to say something. So what? But my thesis is, or what I am proposing is that whether script was there or not, writing was there or not, literature was there. Literature can be oral also, in the form of folk literatures, folk songs, folk tales. We are all aware of it. So it is there, it is part of culture. So we can use that as a source for all these topics. Like people are writing IKS and ceremonial objects. Ceremonial objects and ceremonies, maybe you can extend it. Like what are ceremonial objects? I will give you one example. Recently, the new Parliament of India was inaugurated, new Parliament House. And there a scepter known as Sengol was kept, right? Please say something. I am a teacher of teacher of teenagers. So I feel very, very eerie if it's such a silence there. So this is a ceremonial object, all right? It's symbolic. Ceremonial objects are symbols, and they have an important role to play. It is not that they are without any role. In the courtroom, you have so many symbols, and now recently we are seeing that these symbols are being renegotiated. For example, the goddess of justice. We have a new interpretation of it in our you recently saw, right? Just a moment, please. Can you please change the layout, or do I have to? I can do it.
So you have to do it from your end, sir. The layout setting is from your end.
Where is it? Yeah, no, you could do it. Yeah, that's better. I was just looking at myself all this while. Good. So this is the scope of it, the ceremonial objects, right? Then there was another topic, culinary cultures. I talked a bit about it. Critical study of IKS. Well, you may like to extend the scope of it or restrict the scope of it rather, because critical study of IKS, you have to specify something, I believe, like a critical study of IKS, then you can write the objective. What's the objective of that study? Dr. Bandita, would you like to elaborate it further? A critical study of IKS, that is Indian knowledge system again. Two, what is the objective? Why do we want to study it? Just put a column there and add, this is the objective, right? Language, literature and law, and interdisciplinary approach. Okay, again, maybe elaborate a bit more. Language, literature and law, and interdisciplinary approach for enriching the pedagogy of law schools. I think it makes it a bit complete. Then Ms. Jaba Kalita has said IKS and its relevance in modern times. Well, this can be written. Oh, what is it? So the relevance of IKS is, what is the most important thing that comes to your mind? Its relevance is that it is a repository of knowledge, number one. Number two, continuity of culture. So that the problem many students face, the problem of rootlessness and the bewilderment following it, that can be prevented. Quest of, it's not question of, okay. Justice and literary narrativity, a critical study of indigenous literature. Yeah, that's wonderful. Then I had said Indian literatures as a source of materials for teaching law, a survey based. It's a very simple topic, a very straightforward one. If anyone has any comments, I would welcome that. IKS question of rejecting hierarchy in the internal and external structure of language and literature. Okay. Mapping Indian knowledge systems, law, Asian literature and episteme. Indigenous knowledge system and ancient paradigm of knowledge. All right, this can be written. An overview on the governance of convergence of dharma and justice in the Indian literary narratives. So first of all, I think you have to be You have to explore what is dharma. Dharma is not religion, just for the benefit of some people who might not know it. Dharma is duty, and duty can be religious duty, it can be social duty, it can be a duty to be just. All these things can be covered. Law literature and I guess towards an interpret is very famous. So generally all these topics we have seen twice, and I think all of them work. So all of you can start writing on it. And if there are 1, 2 or 3 people who would like to join me in writing the topic I have given, then the first step would be, next step would be writing an abstract. Would it be okay if I start with the abstract? Maybe I can just give the points of the abstract.
Yes,
First,
sir. You can just sum up, then we can proceed really.
or I can just speak out whatever comes to my mind for the abstract. That will act as a sample. What would you prefer?
So we'll note it down. Maybe you can just say the points
Okay.
so that
See,
we can have enough time. What about others? You may share your viewpoints.
please do
No
it.
problem.
You are teachers, all of you. You must be facing such students who are utterly silent or very talkative. Both of them can be a nightmare of a teacher. So put yourself in my shoes. Mhm.
Sir, you please speak. We will write the points.
Okay. So the topic I mentioned was IKS as a repository of course materials. Indian knowledge system, and maybe I can specify it as literature, Indian literatures. I think that's what I wrote, Indian literatures. Yeah, that is it. Thank you very much. I was looking for it. Indian literatures as a source or repository of materials for teaching law, a survey-based empirical study. So the first point is that we have rich tradition of literatures in India, and on purpose I have written literatures, not literature. We don't have an Indian literature. There are many literatures, and they range from religious to legal to many other genres, many other fields and genres. And this literature touches upon, like any other literature, the very essential, very basic concepts of right and wrong, and a critique upon justice. For example, Sithapatikaram in Tamil. So there, how justice is done, the concept of impartiality, the concept of that blindfolded lady is there in that. And we see such things across Indian literatures in Sanskrit, for example, in Pali, Prakrit, Sanskrit, Tamil. And there are many rich traditions like in Assamese, which I am aware of, Bangla. And we would be surveying people from different language groups to find out if they have literatures, not if, what are the literatures that deal with the concept of justice, the concept of law, the concept of procedural law, etc. And this way, a repository would be developed that can be utilized in Indian law schools. And the purpose is twofold. One is to have Indian knowledge system based education, and secondly, to make the students feel more connected with the study materials. So that is something like the abstract. We can just polish it. After that, we can come to the keywords. Keywords are utilized in any paper so that it can be searched by search engines very easily. So the keywords here can be Indian knowledge system, literature, literature, pedagogy, comma, teaching materials, comma, law school, comma, curriculum. I think these are sufficient number of words. So we have already done a big part of the initial part of the paper, right? And after this, can you please remove this now? Thank you. After this comes the introduction and background. So for that part, we would require to go to JSTOR and such databases. I think Dr. Bandita, Dr. Mekhala, Dr. Richa and Dr. Pramila have, Doctor I am just attaching by default. So Ms. I can say, have joined my team, right? That's what I can see from the messages here. So our first task will be to go to all these databases and look at the studies available on this topic. So once we get them, we can incorporate. But an important part of it is that we have to ensure that there is no plagiarism. Plagiarism is not a very difficult thing to understand. It is simply we do not acknowledge something, we take something, or even if we paraphrase it, that is plagiarism. So that should not be there at all. There is, I think, more harm in publishing plagiarized work than in not publishing. So we can have like 1 or 2 pages of it, background studies, what people have done in this on this topic. The topic is again in brief, Indian literatures as a source of materials for the law school, right? After that, and before that or after that or intertwined, we can write an introduction elaborating what I have just said in the abstract. Next thing can be data collection. So we can use many means now. Now collecting the data is very simple because of technology, but please avoid AI. It can be detected ultimately. Maybe if it is not detected today, it will be detectable within a few months, 6 months, because the generations of AI are changing very fast within months, within, if not days, within months, and by 1 year or 2 year, I think it will be all something that can tarnish our image. So we should not use AI for generating this work. That is my personal opinion. So data has to be collected. And for that, we can send out Google Forms, or we can conduct telephonic interviews, or we can meet people from different linguistic groups. Like even within this group, we have people from so many different parts of country. So many linguistic groups are there. This is one of the biggest assets of India, that we have such linguistic diversity. It is very rare. And of course, as I was saying the last time, it is very rare that people celebrate it also. Like in our neighborhood, there are countries which have similar linguistic diversity. One particular example may be Pakistan, and there they have just one national language. And because of that national language, speakers of many mother tongues, they are marginalized, or they might be numerically significant or even dominant, but still in the mainstream discourse, they can't use their mother tongues, including Punjabi, including Sindhi, Gujarati. A lot of languages are there, Saraiki, Multani. Likewise, I can give you the example of another neighbor. You can take the examples of so many of them. Like in Sri Lanka, there was a very big problem for a very long time. And one of the basics or the root causes of that problem was linguistic. Ultimately, the problem was solved when linguistic rights were also ensured, promised, ensured, and hopefully delivered also. So that is the nature and power of language when it is suppressed. And happily, we celebrate it. We have named in our constitution the languages in the 8th schedule, and Article 29 and Article 30 gives you the rights, linguistic rights, that you can propagate, you can practice, etc., your own language. And now in the National Educational Policy 2020, a special mention is there. There are many mentions, dozens of times, of mother tongues and education in mother tongue. So in this background, we can approach people with written or unwritten languages, even with spoken traditions, and find out anything, any literature, any story, any folk tale that deals with the concept of justice and in its several aspects, right? So after this data comes the data analysis. Analysis is very simple. I can share one table. In my book it is given, but I can share the soft copy of it. So there is, in my time, people used to use cards, research cards, but now it's not needed. We can put it in the form of a table and analyze by the means of keywords. If you want, I can explain it further. You can take out similar things from all the bits of information that you have and arrive at conclusions. For example, one of the simple conclusions can be that in so many languages, such a literature was found. Secondly, is it usable? Which modern Indian law it connects with, relates to, strengthens, or it contradicts? Such things can be taken. And ultimately, we can make recommendations. The recommendations will be that these pieces may be included. Some law schools may start taking them up, law colleges and law schools. So this is very, very useful. And we will conclude with what I said simply, and we will have the references in the end. So that is the structure. That is the whole plan. So your views now. Yes. So I think it is Dr. Tehseen Khan, who is saying clash between natives and Tamilians. I don't really, I won't really use the word natives and Tamilians. I don't think they are outsiders. So between the Tamil speakers and others, Sinhalese and Tamil speakers, you can specify it like this. That's my humble suggestion. Okay. So I would like to hear at least my team members who are writing the paper with me. What do you think? Okay. Thank you. So it appears I have a team of 3 or 4 members. What do you think about it? Just say it was good, if nothing else. But also the real thing will be that you give your inputs and we can make a WhatsApp group to write it. All right, Dr. Himal has said, great idea, sir. This way we can also safeguard stories. Yes, certainly. That is our that is our cultural heritage. And Dr. no, Bandana is also saying me too. So I decipher that she agrees with the above views. Yes, sir, it gives scope for oral narratives as well. Yes, certainly. So now I would still wait for a few seconds for my teammates to maybe speak and share their views. How to share the abstract with you, sir? Yeah, the method is very simple. I think I can give you my WhatsApp number right now. Here I am giving. Just make a WhatsApp group. Join that and done. I have given. Right? So we can share the abstract finally and also start working on. Thank you. See, what we are doing is we are demonstrating one paper. All of you, 15 of you have suggested different topics. So start working on those topics and I can be there with all of you. It's okay. It's not that we are there together only for 15 minutes or one day. If you need any help, I can be part of your WhatsApp groups. Make your WhatsApp groups like this. And as I said, I started with the idea of starting one paper, but now I'm becoming ambitious. Why not publish a collection? And I think NLU Meghalaya will be happy to publish it for us. Otherwise, there are many publishers. I am publishing one more work with Atlantic. So now it is time for other teams to please raise your issues, like how to do the methodological issue. In this paper, I have given the outline as well as the methodology, how to do it simply. The research is simply beautiful and easy. Research is not necessarily a very difficult thing. We can even produce it within a week if we work like 24/7. And there are 5 people in this team. Or 1 month is a good time to produce something meaningful. So is there any other team that would like to seek suggestions or to give suggestions? Right.
Sir, I have a question. May I ask?
You are most welcome, madam.
Yes. Sir, like the title I was thinking, relevance of IKS in the modern world. Now that is very vast, if we think
Mhm.
upon it. How to make it focus? Should I focus on literature itself, or
What's your field, madam? What do you teach? Where do you teach?
I'm a research scholar in English literature,
Wonderful.
and my domain is Indian aesthetics.
Very good. So you can say that you can modify your topic to narrow it down to the roots of Indian aesthetics, uh, in the cultures and literatures of India. The roots of aesthetics in the cultures and literatures of India. Colon.
Thank you, sir.
No, I'm trying to say something. Colon. mm, like an exploratory study, you can say, an empirical study, you can say, uh, survey-based study. So the methodology part you can add in the second part, but the first part is aesthetics is a very important study. It's a very important field. And what is your focus in your PhD? Is it on Indian aesthetics or is it on Western or is it just in general, like a
Sir,
philosophy?
yeah, sir. It's Indian aesthetics, particularly drama. So we are rooting for Natya Shastra here.
Natya Shastra, yes. Bharat Muni's Natya Shastra is a wonderful source for all these things. So Indian, or you can say Indian aesthetics and an exploration into integrating it into the curricula of law, if you like, or curricula of literature at the school level or at the college level. So there should be a purpose. What you are doing, it should be clearly stated,
Okay, sir.
right?
Thank you. Yes.
Welcome. And you are free to contact me for this. Dr. Kailash Kumar has written something wonderful. Let me see. Sir, thank you for being such a motivation. Oh, great. With regard to research, can you please suggest something more into law? Can you please suggest some good title on constitutional law and social justice? Wonderful. Constitution as a lighthouse for social justice. The Indian Constitution as a lighthouse of social justice, colon, a special look at the provisions of equality and social justice, equality and equity. How do you like this topic? Really, the Indian Constitution is really a masterpiece that promotes social justice right from the preamble. Then you can look at specific articles against untouchability is there, of course. Then positive things like there are articles on prohibition of um handicaps, caste-based discrimination, and equality on the, see, there are two things in the Constitution. One is the positive things, like equality. The second is prohibition, like prohibition of untouchability. So you can work in this framework. It can be really, thank you, Dr. Kailash Kumarji. Which university are you from? What are you teaching? Okay. Anyone else? Any other team? Otherwise, I will tell you something else.
So we have more query coming from the chat box from
Okay.
Miss Joshita Lamba. She said, I'd like to write a paper on the lines of inclusion of Indian English literary text for law students. Introduction of IKS.
Good. That sounds good. But you have to sort of polish your topic a bit. This IKS looks like an afterthought, what I heard from you, and it will be really great. Can you please repeat the topic or type? Where is it? Is it in the chat box?
Yeah, should I bold and paste it on the word file?
Yeah, it will be nice. No, just
Okay.
fix it in the,
Is it all right if I interact on the same line, ma'am? I'm here.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Yes.
Can you put in a quotation mark so that we know exactly from where the line begins for the
So
topic?
it's not exactly a title, sir, that I've shared here. It's the idea that I'd like to delve on. The idea is that, if we can write a paper on the inclusion of certain literary texts for law students and literary texts that are, based in English or translated in English, but are coming from an Indian background.
Uh,
And because the other day we were having a lot of discussion around Indian literary texts. So Indian English literary text. So from that idea is where I'm coming in from.
yes, yes, that's really good. Can I ask you, where do you teach? What is your subject?
Sir, I'm a major in English, but I also teach some other pre-law subjects. I am a professor in University of Mumbai. I mean, there's a college under University of Mumbai, and that's Thakur Ramnaran College of Law. And
Okay,
I've been teaching there for about 3 years now.
good, 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 good. Yes, that really sounds good. And what you can do is maybe you can also do you know Marathi? Do you speak Marathi?
Sir, I understand. I'm not a pro at Marathi, but I do understand. Yes.
Because when you are teaching in Maharashtra, you can take up like the one I mentioned, the court is in session, right? That's originally a Marathi play, and that is, have you heard of it?
So Vijay Tendulkar's play, right?
Yes, yes,
Silence
yes.
the Court is in session.
Yes.
Shantata Court chalu ahe. That much. Yes, sir.
So you know more Marathi than me. Good, good, good. So you can take such pieces, and also maybe you can do a survey first. Survey
Right, sir.
of the students of law. I think that is what should be done. So your paper
Okay.
can be at a survey of law students to
Yes,
find
sir.
suitable literatures, Indian literatures
Hmm.
as sources of IKS in the curriculum of law.
Sure, sir.
So you ask a lot of students, like a couple of hundred will be ideal, and make a
Yes, sir.
questionnaire. The questionnaire can include that simple questions. First of all, do you think that Indian literary pieces should be there in the curriculum? And
Right, sir.
do you think it can be useful for illustrating the concepts of law? And then you can uh, gradient towards like what would be the utility of it, the
Yes, sir.
utility, for example, getting connected with the culture, and will it be a better teaching technique? Like this, we can have a dozen or 2 dozen questions, not too many,
Hmm.
just 1 to 2 dozen questions will be sufficient. We can talk
Mm.
about it if you want later on also.
Sure, sir, definitely.
So once you have these suggestions, you can also ask them to suggest a few books or the stories they had heard. In the basic questions, in the demographic questions, you can ask them about their mother tongue, the city of their birth, and the city of residence. And ask if we know their mother tongue, you can ask that whether it is written, does it have a written literature or not, or oral traditions. You would find a lot of students from oral traditions. And from there, you can say, ask them if their language has
Mm-hmm.
stories that can connect with law or justice.
Mm-hmm.
So that can be a good beginning point.
Sure, sir. I
There,
could consider that.
there can be a series of papers on this, but the first paper will be the path-breaking paper. Mm.
Sure, sir. I'd definitely like to start over there.
Most
Thank
of
you so much,
you,
sir.
most of us here appear to be teachers of English, and my designation is also professor of English actually. But what I believe in is shocking to many. I believe that we should be doing a lot of empirical work. Somehow people across the world are thinking of empirical work in literature also. And I have, whatever I have talked till now, it is all empirical. Empirical is a very simple thing. Okay. Dr. Kailash Kumar Sharma, my network is a bit bad tonight. I am really, no, you should not be sorry. It's fine. Sir, would love to listen more on constitution. If you could take one session on constitutional law. My colleagues who are professors of constitutional law may not be very happy if I start talking on constitution, but all of us should have a knowledge. And that is certainly a subject I love. Constitutional law, jurisprudence, history of law, etc. These are my favorites. And I remember a very big professor of constitutional law, but sadly he expired. Professor Yag, he was my friend. He was teaching in Italy. So I remember we used to talk on constitution for hours, or rather days. So it will be nice. Fine. Anything else, please?
Sir, may I ask a question, sir? Am I
Yeah,
audible, sir?
please. It's such a pleasure. Yes.
Sir, this is a general doubt, sir.
Mhm.
So, for an Itihasa like Ramayana, there are many interpretations like Ramcharitmanas, Adhyatma Ramayana, Valmiki Ramayana. Then in Malayalam there is in Tamil there is Kamba Ramayana, etc.
Yes.
So, in all of these texts, there are different interpretations of characters with shades of grey like Manthara, Kaikeyi, then even Ravana himself. So, which would be a more authoritative text in dealing with the concepts of dharma? So, sir, when we are actually talking about Valmiki Ramayana, there will be interpretations that Ravana is actually evil. Okay, and then what Ravana actually did this particular act of what abducting Sita because his sister was actually attacked by Lakshman. So there is a humanistic angle to what he did.
There
That
are
sort of
many,
redeems,
many
sir.
humanistic angles, including that he had an old grudge. Well, it is not justification of his acts, but
Yes,
there are many. And you know, what I gather from the Indian thinking is that we do not believe in absolute evil. We don't have that. Rather, in Ramayana, even Ravan is a very human figure, although he committed a sin, and for that he
he's a
was
great
punished.
scholar.
But
Yes, sir. Sorry,
yeah,
sir.
he's, for example, when you go to Banaras, that is Kashi, there is a place known as Lanka there. Some friends must be from there. So what is the reason for calling it Lanka? That is the city, the inner city of scholars. That's the meaning. So there are a lot of people who worship Ravan also. And Ravan is not equivalent to devil. So in our tradition, it is somewhat different. And you would see that Ram never hated him. He just did his duty. This is the concept of dharma. Why I'm saying he never hated, there are so many instances, like he sent his younger brother Lakshmana to seek knowledge from Ravan. And when he went there, Ravan was on his deathbed. He didn't respond. Then Ram scolded him. Ram scolded his younger brother and said that you are a student, go like a student, stand towards his feet, show him due respect. So if he had hated him, then he wouldn't have done these things, right? There are so many instances. So the concept of hate is not there. In the life of Lord Ram, we don't see that he hated his stepmother or his father or stepbrothers, although he had to suffer a lot because of the pronunciations of his exile, for example. So this is it. And there is nothing like authentic. We don't have, and you call it itihas. I tell my students that one person's history is another's myth, and vice versa.
So,
So you may call it itihas. For some, it may not be. It may be mythology. Secondly, we are not able to date it. It is an oral tradition, and which is passed on from we do not know for how many generations. And all of them are authentic, I would say, because people following one line of thought or one sect will say that this is authentic. Others will say that is authentic. I think we as scholars don't have to get into this issue of authenticity. We have to look at it objectively and we have to derive the best things. For example, whatever I said, that interpretation, for example, I have never read this before, but I am just presenting one interpretation. What's the interpretation? That Indian thought is not about devil, evil.
absolutely.
It is rather more tolerant, more inclusive. If someone commits a wrong, and that is also the basis of Indian jurisprudence, if you can think of it this way, that it does not mean that we have to label a
Yeah, it's
person.
not retributive.
Yes, yes, yes. Retribution is not appreciated much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yeah,
So
Ms.
may I
Mehta,
ask?
yeah, please go ahead. Please feel
So,
free.
yes, hello, sir. It is a very insightful session, sir. Of course. Sir,
Sorry.
actually, I'm a research scholar.
Can you please
Uh,
repeat? Sorry. And be a bit
yes,
slow.
sir. Okay, sorry, sir. I said it has been a very insightful session, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And actually, sir, I'm a research scholar at the Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ambedkar University, Lucknow. And my area of research is Indian democracy, dharma, and constitutionalism, a critical evaluation.
Mhm.
So, right now, I'm thinking of writing a paper that the divine theory of uh, to rule, the divine theory to rule, or the political theory behind the divine right to rule in the Western nation and in the Indian context. Although there seems to be a divine theory in India also, but the interpretation is much different. The
Mhm.
king has said to the equivalence of Rudra or Vishnu or just to equate their level of responsibility that they bear, not to grant the unrestricted right to rule as we see in the West. And but although whenever I see or read Indian text or anything or books that deal with divine theory in India, they quite misinterpret this fact also, that they see that of course Vishnu was equated with the king, so the divine theory existed in India also. So I'm trying to write a paper. Do you think it is a plausible paper or a research paper where I challenge that the divine theory has been misinterpreted in the context of Indian literature interpretations of the West?
I really think it's a gainful exercise. You should undertake this and try to analyze it. And there are many things like this, like the West thinks they invented democracy, but we have examples like we used to have Ganrajya. Ganrajya means people's rule ultimately, and
Yes, sir.
where, for example, Gautam Buddha and Mahavir, they were born in Ganrajya only.
Yes,
And
sir.
the theory of hereditary kingship was also not a very constant one in our tradition,
Yes, sir.
although regular kingship was also there. And secondly, Indra was a king of gods, right? So he was god and others were also gods with small g actually. So that can also be taken into consideration.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay. Anyone else?
Namaskar, sir.
Namaskar, madam.
Sir, may we regard the IK as the counter discourse of the concept of law and justice, sir?
Yes, why not? You can do that. IKS as counter discourse of law and justice. But why
Yes, sir.
so? Mm, you can certainly examine it. But do you have something specific in mind?
Sir, I want to know from you, sir.
The Indian literatures are vast and everything is possible. You can find examples where you will find things contrary to justice in literature. That's what you want to do, right?
Yes, sir. We can mention Shataketu, sir.
Yeah. In Hindi, we will call it Shweta.
Shataketu, sir.
In Bangla, it is pronounced slightly differently. In Sanskrit, Hindi, we pronounce Shweta Ketu. Yes. Yes, we can have. And including Eklavya's example, why not?
Yes, sir. Many examples, sir. Many
There are
instances,
many.
sir.
There are many, including the example of Karna from Mahabharata. He was not taken as a student because of his birth.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you can. Why not? See, the beauty and richness of our culture is that it is not singularity. It is very, very vast. And you can find things that are conforming to something as well as contrary things. But
Sir, may I ask?
yeah, please. Who is it?
Thank you, sir, for your insightful session. I just wanted to ask you about how to go about. I am currently posted in Bastar, in Chhattisgarh, and there is a temple, there is a tribal region, Kondagaon, which has a temple, which is the Bhangaram temple. And there, every year, there is in Bhadra, the month of Bhadra, there is a ritual in which the gods, the deities that the tribals worship, they usually have a court trial of the gods in that temple every year, which females are not allowed, but all the male they come and they have this trial in which all the gods who have not performed well, which means that they have not the promises that they have like anybody has any mannat or anything they have happened in the temple, they have not got the results. So what they do is they just discard the gods for that year, and then again the next year the same trial happens. So I was just wondering if some if we can work around something regarding law and justice, if we consider this is also the indigenous knowledge system that we have, which is the trial of the gods. So
Sounds very fascinating, and it's more anthropological, but still literature covers everything. You can look at their folk tales. I think
yes,
you are from the background of literature, right?
yes, sir.
Yeah. So I will try to bring it to literature rather than anthropology. So you look at the folk tales which led to this and the practice. You describe the practice, you can say trial of the gods. The title can be trial of the gods, democratic democratization of divinity.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. I
So
was
you,
just wondering if
yeah, you
there's
go to the
something.
people, ask them what is the story, why it started.
Hmm.
Don't even call it a story, just say why it started. For many people, it is not a story.
Yes, that is the reality, that is a life that.
Yeah, that's man, nature, spirit complex. Is there
Hmm.
anyone from anthropology here? So you can explore this man, nature, spirit complex. And it is the world they are living in. It is true or not, we are not an authority to
Hmm.
declare. But that is the world we can study, and we can study it through the prism of their folk tales, folk songs,
Yes.
practices, traditions, and its outcome or its implication for law, and
Yes.
what we can learn from it
Hmm.
in the modern jurisprudence.
So thank you so much, sir,
Welcome.
for guiding in this area.
Jaba Kolita. Very interactive. Thank you, madam. Ms. I hope it is Ms. Jaba Kolita. I think I am pronouncing you right. Vedas and Upanishads are source of Indian culture, literature, and heritage. Sir, do you think these should be included in school textbook curriculum? Well, everything can't be included in the school. School has a limited scope. So people specialize in these things. And at the college and university level, I think it is possible. And the choice should be there. See, when we say included in the school, if as a choice we give it accordingly, to me, that will be better instead of just imposing it upon everyone. That everyone must read the Vedas, everyone must read the Bible, everyone must read this, everyone must read that. Give the option. And I am aware that in schools, stories from Ramayana, Mahabharata are there, at least in North India. All right. Ms. Himal Pandey is saying, I am from Chhattisgarh as well, and family friends are in Bastar. Would love to help Mekhla, ma'am. You are welcome, madam, and I am always there. Good. Thank you, sir. Thank you, madam. Okay. So it will be nice if you have more questions. It is always a pleasure to be with colleagues when I don't have to be a teacher.
Hmm.
Yes, madam.
So I come from the background of law and literature both. So I have master's degree in both law and literature. However, I'm teaching in an engineering college. I'm teaching both law papers like cyber law, IPR, and I'm also teaching some papers of English. So my question to you is, sorry if there's noise here. We have Ganesh Chaturthi and I'm in Goa. So I wanted to ask you, whenever we read a judgment, it's largely a metaphorical language that is used by the judges. Okay, and the language of literature that is used, very aesthetic, metaphorical language. So why is it made so poetic? You'll find a lot of references of Shakespeare and other writers. So um, is there any reason behind this, or is it to show that the judges are very well read, that they use such, you know, language?
Number one, I think judges and good judges are certainly well read. I
Yeah.
can give you some examples. Justice Krishna Iyer,
Yes.
the recent Justice Pathak.
Even Justice Chandrachud,
Yeah. Yes,
I think
Justice
would
Kadzun.
write.
And you can take a
Yes,
look.
Kaju as well.
Yes, they are very, very well read. So in the profession of
Hmm.
law, it is essential. Even if you look
Hmm.
at the autobiography of Gandhiji,
Okay.
he has mentioned that he was guided as a student to
Hmm.
be well exposed to literature
Hmm.
by an English teacher of his in England.
Yeah.
That is an essential thing, of course.
Hmm.
Secondly, there have been judges who use a lot of literary references, and their
Hmm.
language becomes very bookish or very difficult, or which is, see, yesterday we were discussing about plain language. So plain
Yes.
language does not mean that you move from the register of law to the register of literature. Both
Yeah.
are fields. It simply means that use contemporary language. The concept should be like Buddhism and Jainism.
Yeah.
2500 years ago, Buddha and Mahavir, they preached in people's language, that is at that
True.
time Pali and Prakrit. That was one of the reasons for the success of their teachings. That is
Hmm.
why, because as teachers, they were also teachers. They were teachers and they were more. Let me clarify before there is any outrage. So prophets and teachers have been there. So what is important for them is that their message should reach people. Likewise for law, it is important that their message reaches people. The language should be simple. It should be comprehensible. That is it. I have written a paper that is the concept of communication in Jainism. You can access it online.
Okay, sir.
If
Thank
you
you.
want, I
Thank you
can
very
share the
much.
link also.
And thank you for the session. It was really nice. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I had really planned something else. Um, Ms. Merelin wanted me to give a PowerPoint slides. I gave it to her.
Hmm.
That is something different. Then by the time I started talking to you, I had something else in mind. But then
Okay.
I started with this, and I think it's good that you like it.
Yes, absolutely, sir. And the convergence of law and literature is, something that is very interesting to me because I come from both the fields.
Mhm.
So I want to do my research in that area as well.
So have you done your PhD or you're planning?
I'm planning to register. I've not done it yet.
So if it is possible, I would be happy to guide you in that as a
Wow.
supervisor.
Oh my God.
That
Yeah,
has
that
been
would be
my
really good, sir.
that has been my passion. I have devoted my life to law and literature only.
Then I would love to mail you, sir.
Sir has a book on law and
Thank-
literature as well, ma'am. You can find it from published by Lexus and Nexus. It's available on
Okay.
Amazon.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Thank you. I'll
Yeah,
get it
and
and I'll get in touch with sir as well. Thank you
I
very,
have
very much.
thank you.
Thank you, Marilyn, ma'am. Yes, sir.
I have another book on research methodology for the students of law. Research
Okay.
methodology for the students of law pursuing literature.
Oh, wow. Okay. Really nice. I would buy the books and I'll definitely read and I'll try to contact you with my proposal.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you very much, Dr. Bandita, for the very original compliment. Till around 7:45 p.m., I was planning to move on to law and communication, but it has become so interesting that I think we spent all the time in this. If there is any question, it's welcome, or madam can decide what to do next.
Uh, Participants, do you have more? Anybody else has any more questions? How
How
to
to
connect
connect
law and
law and
history?
history? Okay, it is connected, totally connected, because law has history, number one, right? And this, what's your background? Are you teaching, Dr. Pramila Das Gupta? What is your field, if I may ask?
So I'm a history professor.
Oh, wonderful. So, see, there is history of every subject, whether it is mathematics. Likewise, law has a history. If you had said you are a professor of literature, I would have said that you should explore the history of legal language, the legal words, terms, especially in the Indian context, because that is not much researched, it appears. This is one aspect. Secondly, in all law schools, there is a paper on legal history. Like in Meghalaya also, I think you have it, right? So what do they do? How the laws originated? Like we start with the colonial times in a major way. So how the British started establishing factories from there, that was around Kolkata. And there they had to rule, they had to make rules for their factory first of all, then the region around that, maybe a few acres, then for the town or village, something like that. Then after 1857, the reforms had to take place because the British had to consolidate their rule. There was a transfer of power. Then you would see a lot of laws around the time after 1857 to the 1900. A lot of the laws were made at that time. Why? What's the reason? That is history of law. You can really work a lot in that
Sir,
field.
actually, I teach in a law school only, and I'm a non-law faculty in that law school. Whatever you're saying, I teach that paper, legal and constitutional history. But that all starts with colonial rule. So the reason why I asked this question is, sir, how do I connect history and law if I want to go back? I mean, through an IKS perspective.
We can certainly, I think there are a lot of studies on that. A lot of work is there and people are studying, researching on it. Like Dharma Shastras, you can go to the scriptures. All of them are full of concepts of law, the concepts of right, wrong, dharma, adharma. And the most wonderful thing is like Mahabharata was a dharma yuddha. Even there was a law of war. Now we have invented after the world wars. We means the West has invented. But we had the law of war always here. So it is a very, very rich field. One can spend a lifetime or a couple of them, if you believe in rebirth, in studying this.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Any more queries, participants? Or otherwise, maybe we will sum up for today. Sir, what I'll do regarding that publication that we discussed in the initial discussion, so I will create the sub WhatsApp group for those with those who are interested to be part of it. I will filter out from the main group we have for the FDP. From there, I will create another WhatsApp group, and then we will add you there also. Then maybe you can go through the sub abstracts as well for those who are interested to be part of it.
That's a good idea.
So participants, and maybe we can wind up for today. We are 5 minutes little, earlier than our scheduled time, but I
If
think
we have
everyone
5
is
minutes,
now.
if we have 5 minutes, we should utilize it. Sorry for interrupting
Exactly.
you.
That's what.
First of all, I will
you-
thank you because it was such a wonderful thing that I could interact with so many colleagues. And I could not really do justice to a lot of things. For example, the last question, because certainly that's a very specialized thing. And the real gain will be that if something comes out of it. Okay, there are some appreciations. Thank you. So see, let me just tell you one very simple thing. Many of you are teaching in law schools, some of us from law background also, but many others are not. So let me give you one perspective. That is like there is air all around us. Likewise, law is all around us. Everywhere there is law. Law touches every single field, like language touches. Every human endeavor is mediated via language. Number one, many of us are from the field of language and literature. Likewise, law is everywhere. Now we are sitting at such distances from each other and we are virtually meeting. Still for that, law is there. We are not without, it is not that we are not being
तो बढ़िया
covered
रिश्ता ना है बच्चों सबको नॉलेज में
online.
और बताओ
Can you
बाकी
mute?
तो यार लड़की छिहत्तरी तो मिल गई करे सारा
Sir Ritesh, sir, your
Is muted.
mic is on. Could you mute? Done. Okay, we have muted.
So the final thought that I want to share with you is, when these two domains are all pervasive at all times, all aspects of our life, then certainly there is a big intersection between the two, between law and literature, language, communication, etc. So get started. You can certainly work on it in an infinite number of ways, and all fields are associated with law. I think the focus is law here. I can say the same for language also, like history. History and law are connected, anthropology and law are connected. You name anything, everything is connected with law. You can name things like even chemistry. So law and chemistry can be explored. I think very few people have explored it. Law and physics can be explored. Natural laws can be explored. Divinity and laws, everything is there. So with this message, I will stop from my end. Thank you.